Which is better to help you improve your writing? Apple Intelligence or ChatGPT Canvas? That is what we will find out in this video. We will be testing both with the same writing sample to see which is best at improving writing and which is best at helping you improve your writing skills. So let's start with ChatGPT Canvas. So here we are in ChatGPT, and I've selected ChatGPT 4o with Canvas. Canvas is a more collaborative way to work on things like text and code. And so what I want to do is paste in an email that's not very good and see how much better we can make it without having to go back and forth with instructions. Ideally, I want to just click on things and get a better email. So let's invoke it with something like, I want to work on improving this email. And then I'll paste in this email, which is, let's be honest, not a good email. It's first extremely long, much longer than it needs to be. Maybe I was using voice dictation and I talk too much. There are basic spelling mistakes like twick instead of tweak. There are issues with the tone. So this, wanna double check, wanna is kind of a casual word. Usually you wouldn't use that in a formal email. But then we have other things in the email that sound much more formal. For example, it's exceedingly important to make this quote noticeable on the slide. This will help to, this should be demonstrate instead of demonstrating. So this is kind of formal phrasing, but then we have words like wanna, and we have some exclamation marks, 3 exclamation marks in a row. So the tone is not right. And there are grammar problems. It's just a mess, okay? So let's see what we can do here to make it a better email. So we open up in this new view, which is pretty cool. And you have this thing on the bottom right, which allows you to make changes. Now I'm seeing that it does look better, especially the format. It is shorter, yes. Let me move myself over so that I'm on the other side so it's easier to read. The format is more clear. We have 2 bullet points, right? It's definitely shorter. I want to see if I can make some improvements. Let me read the first paragraph. I wanted to confirm that you're aware of the updates we need for slide 4, as discussed in our recent meeting. Since the Brightwave pitch is next week, it's crucial that this slide is impactful and clear. I think it's still too long. I didn't actually say that much of substance, and my original email had a bunch of redundancy. Redundancy is when things are repeated or things are said which don't need to be said because you kind of already said it. So, for example, which is extremely important. This slide is very crucial, and we really need it to be done correctly. Aren't those all kind of saying the same thing? Yes, this is one of the most common issues in bad writing. Bad writing is often very redundant. Okay, so this is better, but let's make it even better, hopefully, by making it shorter. So first, I'm going to adjust the length, and I can slide it up or down. So let's see if I slide it down to not shortest, but 1 notch above there. Let's try that. Okay, it's a bit shorter. Just confirming the update. I like just confirming. That's very snappy and kind of fresh and crisp. Just confirming the updates for slide 4 as discussed, and then the key details there. Now let's play around with the tone a little bit. So here, click on reading level. Now, you might think that using big words is better in an email. Most of the time, it's not. When it's an email, it's better to have a lower reading level and not use big words so that people will definitely not misunderstand you, especially for work emails and communication with colleagues. Let's take it down a little bit more. Middle school. I tend to find going to kindergarten is too low because then we're not using any words like implementing or automation, but maybe we have to use the word automation that a kindergarten student won't know. And so then we're sacrificing something. We're losing some clarity. So let's go with middle school. All right. Just a reminder about the updates for slide 4 we talked about. Since the Brightwave pitch is next week, it's important that this slide is clear and stands out. I think that's good. We still have the word automation there, so it didn't get rid of that. That's a key word. Operations manager, so we still have some of the specific terms that we need. And if I wanted to change any specific thing, I could highlight the text and I could ask ChatGPT to do a variation. You can also click on blocks of text at the side and change specific things. So if you click on that, maybe I want to make it more friendly, maybe I want to make it more formal. I want to leave everything as it is, but change something about this, just this paragraph. Now, the last thing I want to do is add final polish. So click on final polish and let's see if anything is changed. Probably not much because it was pretty good. Okay, so it looks like the main thing changed was format. So this piece here in bold and this here in bold and a heading instead of a simple statement. Key updates needed. I wonder if I can select this and say use the same font size for the whole email. There we go. Oh, okay, that was easy. All right, so I've barely written any instructions. I've clicked on a few things. I used a few sliders. And now I think we have what I would call a good email. Please have the updated slide ready by Thursday so we can review it. Let me know if you have any questions. The length is good. It's specific. It's clear. It's concise. It's not redundant. The tone is balanced. It's not too formal. It's not too casual. I think this is a good email with a few clicks. So, nicely done, ChatGPT Canvas. Now let's see what Apple Intelligence can do with this email. All right, so this is the Notes app on my iPhone, and we have the same email. The update with Apple Intelligence was yesterday, so I just got access to this. So I've selected the email. Now I'm going to click on this sort of squiggly line edit button, and we get some tools that pop up on the bottom. Proofread, rewrite, friendly, professional, concise. So some similar, let's call them levers or controls that we had with Canvas. So let's start here with proofread. This is going to correct any mistakes. So if we have an email and we just want to correct mistakes, grammar, spelling, punctuation, we would use proofread. 10 changes. And I can click through and see what was changed, which is pretty cool. The word your, Y-O-U apostrophe R-E, should be used instead of your. Word usage, the phrase want to, let's see, should be used instead of wanna here. Yep, that's a formality issue. I think some good changes. These are basic things that I think Grammarly would find. Now the question is, will this replace Grammarly? And I think they might be in trouble because this is good as a tool to show you what is wrong, what needs to be changed, and to make it easy to change that and still allow you to easily go back to the original. Now we're going to click on this again. I'm going to select friendly. I'm going to play with tone first, and then I'm going to rewrite. I'm sending you this email to make sure you're fully on the same page about the updates we need for slide 4. We discussed this before in our meeting, right? Okay, so this looks like about the same length, a little bit shorter perhaps, and let's see if we can identify some things that make it friendly. Thanks a bunch, that's friendly. That's super important for them to see. Super is kind of a friendly word. ASAP is less formal. You're a lifesaver is definitely not formal. Now let's choose professional. All right, so here we go. We do have the bullet points, which is interesting. We've got a professional tone. We've got the bullet points. It's still pretty long, though. I'm writing to ensure that you are fully aware of the updates required for slide 4. Required is more formal. Thank you for your proactive efforts in addressing this matter. Your dedication is greatly appreciated. That is very different from you're a lifesaver, right? And I don't see ASAP anywhere either. So overall, we have a fairly long email still with a very different tone, depending on what we want. I would never send an email that's this formal, but okay. Now we're going to click on this again, and I'm going to see if we can make this email shorter. So we have this this professional sounding email. We have the paragraphs with the numbered bullet points, and it does look to be a bit shorter. Let's see if we can make it even more concise. Let's click on this again. I'm writing to ensure that you understand the updates for slide 4 as discussed. It's crucial for the upcoming Brightwave client pitch next week. Your attention to these details is crucial to ensure the slide's effectiveness. Now, I'm going to see if I can take that and make it a bit more friendly. I'm writing to make sure you're on the same page about the updates for slide 4. To me, it's still a bit wordy, and it's not as punchy as we got with Canvas. Let's try to rewrite it. Also, I'm not able to state how I want it to be rewritten. All I have are buttons to click. And so if I'm not happy with it, I can just click rewrite, 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 rewrite a million times until hopefully it gets better, but I don't know how it's getting better. So I feel like I'm clicking buttons now, but I'm not quite sure if I'm making progress. I think we can say both of these are good tools for improving writing. Now that Apple Intelligence is out and it's good at improving spelling and grammar pretty quickly and showing you what it's changing, Grammarly needs to watch out because it could very easily replace Grammarly, in my opinion. But when it comes to actually writing a good email based on an original, so far it's pretty clear that ChatGPT is on a different level. What we got with Apple is just kind of mushy variations of things with small changes. What we got with ChatGPT Canvas is just much crisper, much more clear. I would send that email out with no changes. Whereas with the other one, I would need to make some adjustments before I would consider sending that one out. Now, which one is better for actually improving your English skills? Well, that's an easy win for ChatGPT because you can ask follow-up questions in Canvas as you're working on it. Why did you change this? To understand what kind of things can affect tone, how to reduce redundancy. You can ask follow-up questions on anything and get context, right? And I think the sliders are pretty cool. The sliders are a good way to make those adjustments. It's more interactive and I think a bit more fun. So try, if you want, both of these out and let me know what you think. I think ChatGPT Canvas is a pretty clear winner, and I think Apple Intelligence is a bit of a disappointment so far. But we will see. All right, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. If you haven't done so already, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Get a free course in the links in the description. Get my writing course in the links in the description. And I will see you in the next one.